You talk a little bit about race in the, well, a lot about race.
A lot about race.
And I was going to quote something, but we have a comment here from one of our viewers which says it just as succinctly. Kathy Sandrew says, homophobia is worse in the African-American community due to religion. You'll be ostracized from the church, community, and family. That's the least of what happens if you come out. Do you think the African-American community is more homophobic? You know what? I always take issue to the fact that, I always take issue to the idea that any race of people is more homophobic than the other one. I do believe that a lot of deep homophobia is rooted in religion, right? So African-Americans have a culture that is so deeply rooted in religion that religion is actually going to bring out the homophobia in that segment of society. But do I believe that deeply Christian African-Americans are any more homophobic than deeply Christian white Americans? Absolutely not. I don't think homophobia is something that has a color. And it does us a disservice in this fight for LGBT equality when we try to place a color on homophobia. And on the question of race, you also talk about being in Iraq and looking at the way that the Iraqis looked at you versus other white American servicemen and women, and thinking, are they judging me more? One thing about being an American, right? So I'm a black American, and there's always either you're an African American or you're a gay American or you're an Asian American if you're anyone other than a straight white dude in America, right? There's always something that comes before American. What I found is that when I was serving overseas, I was serving with white soldiers, I was serving with Latino soldiers, I was serving with Asian soldiers overseas. We were all wearing that American flag, you know, on that uniform on our right shoulder. So I felt like overseas I was seen more as an American. And there wasn't that hyphen that came before the American. I did feel like maybe sometimes I was judged a little bit more harshly by the Iraqis as a person of color. And I really wanted to delve into that in the book. And what I find is that with this book, it is not only the first Iraq War memoir ever written by an African American, but it is also one of the few Iraq War memoirs ever that is written by a person of color.